As
You,
soon
you
as you
just,
heard that, I mean, you were like, oh, he's
it's
feeling it.
over. It's
Yeah,
over.
he's feeling it. Welcome to Center Cup. I'm Cal Miserino, joined by Nick Newmeyer today, and we are doing a quick recap here after Friday's round. Well, at the very tail end of Friday's round, but we just wanted to come at you real quick after Thursday and Friday's action and kind of recap what we've seen and what we're looking forward to. Nick, what do you think?
I mean, it's been a fun couple days so far. I think, obviously, first and foremost, at the time of our recording, Rory McIlroy holds a three-shot lead at 9 under par over Sam Burns and Patrick Reed, who just bogeyed the final hole to get back to 6 under. I think we said from the beginning, I was the one that kind of threw out the Rory missing the cut pick, but I threw a little caveat on there. I said he's either missing the cut or winning. So
It's
I, I'm
looking
co
like the latter right
I'm
now.
covered.
He looks good, man. He looks
It's
really good. It's amazing what, and I think he talked about this after yesterday's round, or maybe it was before yesterday's round even. Just that confidence winning that first Masters and the monkey off the back, and now he's just playing free, and he just looks like a guy who's really confident in his game.
Yeah, ooh, we got movement too. Tommy Fleetwood just bogeyed the last to get down
Yep,
to 5 under. But yeah, just getting back to Rory, I think just, I kind of mistook what he was saying of or like just the way he was presenting himself this week as like just an overall like just cockiness and just
sure.
pretentiousness that has kind of plagued him throughout his career of just like kind of when he gets into one of those like I don't want to say self-righteous, but when he gets into one of those like vibes, it usually doesn't work out for him.
Hmm.
But I think, like you said, he just the freedom of this place and the lack of pressure is almost working out for him. Like they asked him after his round yesterday, like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I think I'm gonna go to the champions locker room, put on my green jacket, and order a drink.
Yeah.
Like,
As
you,
soon
you
as you
just,
heard that, I mean, you were like, oh, he's
it's
feeling it.
over. It's
Yeah,
over.
he's feeling it. It's interesting. He's really struggled with the driver in terms of his accuracy, but he's been able to recover very well. Um, I don't know. I guess you'd say like you don't expect that to keep up. But just the fact that he's 9 under with a three-shot lead with that happening is even more crazy.
Well, I think that's what when you think of people that play well in Augusta, you have to figure that Augusta, it's narrow in some spots. Like you're gonna hit into the trees, like
Mm,
the greens are gonna be difficult. You're gonna put yourself in awkward positions. So it's not about, so you have to figure everybody is going to run into those mistakes. And the people that traditionally do well on courses like these are the people that can get out of those mistakes and can rebound and almost profit off of those mistakes. And so when it comes to, I'm not necessarily looking too much at Rory's game off the tee. It's more so that like escape mentality of how you rebound. And, historically, those, like I know Will had mentioned that this is a very much a second shot course. And
yeah.
so I mean, obviously, how you set up for the second shot is the big one, but it's what you do afterwards and what you do with that second shot to sort of get out of the mess that you've gotten yourself in that really differentiates the top from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely touched on it a little bit where you're just not going to be penalized as much for missing the fairway as you would on maybe some other courses that we see. Um, as Rory makes another birdie on 16 to get to 10 under, and he
This
is just
is,
starting to run away with it. So he's
he is
birdied
feeling
for the
it.
last five holes. He bogeyed 10 and then has birdied for the last five, starting with hole 12. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, and he hasn't hit a fairway on a par five.
That's insane. I think it's, I've definitely seen some shots of like some shades of last year where he's like, just looping it around a tree, he's hitting those big high draws again this
Yeah.
year. And like when Rory is dialed with the irons, that's when like and I feel like over the course of his career, he's never like truly like okay, I'm not gonna say he's never because he's been dominant at various stages of his career, but I feel like the potential has always been there for him to like truly dominate the game, and like there have been stretches where that's gone cold. But I've said from the beginning, when Rory is firing on all cylinders, there is nobody in this world capable of beating him.
And, you know, he's been around, it feels like he's just been around forever since he was such a star at such a young age. And, you know, golf is different than other sports. Sometimes you hit your prime a little later when your mental and your mindset catches up, and you're just more experienced. And I think we're seeing that on full display here. You know, I can't harp on enough how confident he looks in his game, and that confidence has to come from winning last year.
As
It
he
just
misses another fairway.
as he goes straight into the trees. So we'll keep on following Rory here as he finishes up and keep chatting about him. But who are some other guys that you've been impressed with over these first couple days?
You know, the bogey on the last hole notwithstanding, I think it's got to be Patrick Reed. I
Yeah.
think just going back to his first round, I think he came out really hot off the gate. Like just really overall, I'm trying to get the scorecard up. Yeah, he played he eagled both par fives on the first nine, and so he opened his round with a birdie on the first, and then two eagles on two and eight. He was the only person in the field to birdie both of those, I believe, or eagle both of those, excuse me. Kind of, stalled out on the second nine with a, bogey on 10 and 15.
Yeah.
That one's gonna hurt a bit more. Bogey on a par five is always gonna hurt you. Finished the day at three under par. Another three. So with the bogey on 18, fired another three under par, 69 today. But, like we've said from the beginning, I think Patrick Reed has been one of the best golfers in the. Ooh, is it Bryson just duffed it in a bunker? Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting watching this
Yeah.
live.
That
I
was ugly.
believe Bryson is at 18. Um,
So Bryson, I think, just made a birdie not too long ago to get underneath the cut line, which is looking like it's going to be four over right now. So Bryson's sitting at three over. So he needs to, you know, kind of get up and down here and at least make par here to be safe. Uh-oh. Yeah,
looks
that
like
ball's
he
falling off.
Looks like he put it into the bunker with his second shot and then and then stayed in the bunker with his third shot, just hit it out, and now it just rolled back off the grid. Oh, that ball's gonna roll. Ooh.
Yeah, that's tough. Um, I guess this is So yeah, the current cut right now is projecting at four over. So this gives us a good chance after that Bryson shot we just saw roll right off the green. What do you think of these greens? I think Scotty said after his round today, um, it softened up a bit today. Yesterday, super firm and fast, and he was expecting it to get firmer and faster, and they kind of softened it up today. Maybe I don't know if they thought it was too hard yesterday, blah blah blah. What do you think about the greens?
I definitely think that it's been a lot more I don't want to say it was scoreable today. I think we're seeing some lower numbers today, I think, but we're
Yep.
also seeing we're also seeing a lot of players higher today as well. So I don't really necessarily know what to make of the greens. All I know is that just in watching some of the shots that people have been hitting, I think um, Jordan Spieth on 16, I think had to face like completely away from the hole and just like get it down the hill. I think
Yeah.
the greens have been playing very difficult as well on both days. And I think, just because they're firmer or just because they're softer does not mean and now Bryson's shot is still has a lot of meat left on the bone for a double now. So not looking like Mr. DeChambeau will be playing the weekend.
That's brutal. Brutal way to finish.
Um, it's been a weird week for Bryson DeChambeau. I will say there's been just seeing the way he's been. I think Will talked about earlier in the week that he was starting to come around to Bryson in the sense that is he how much of his persona is just like a YouTube act or if he's genuinely like just a good guy, just sort of
Yeah.
basically the PR. the PR shift from how he was like in 2020, but I think just seeing the way he is now, he's been a much more popular player in the world of golf. But I don't know, this week was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. He did not play very well yesterday, like at all, actually. Let me pull up his first round score of a four over par 76, and then just was very irritated throughout the entire round, and then just talked to the media afterwards, and then they were talking about his irons, his 3D printed irons. We're
Yeah, what the heck was that?
we're back on the 3D printed iron
I
train.
mean,
Like, um, I personally don't understand half of what he says when he talks about this stuff, but it's
yeah,
it's interesting. He's always been, even though he's really been just like the bulking, like hit the ball as hard as he can, like almost brute force persona.
yep.
He's still very, very technical in the way he plays his
Hmm.
game. So it's really interesting to like hear the way he sort of tinkers with the game of golf, unless you're asking him how he tinkers about the way of golf. One reporter asked him what the timetable was in terms of 3D printing these. And I think he mentioned that, it takes like an hour or two to like actually print the club, and
Hmm.
then you need to add the grooves on. So all in all, it's like maybe about 6 hours. And it was really interesting, obviously, even though he wasn't happy about the way he was going about his round, he still made time to like talk and explain the process of his irons. Then the reporter asks him, would you consider like, or so you're saying it would technically be possible to have a new set of irons this weekend? And he's like, "Pff, no. Like it
Scoffed
has
at
to, it,
him.
it has to be USGA approved. It's a process, man.
Yeah.
Like was just complete 180 and acted like the reporter said the dumbest thing ever. And so I don't know what to make of that, honestly.
Yeah, he kind of erased all of the goodwill he had built up, I think, with in
Yeah.
just a couple days and the way he's played. And
I
here
feel
he is
like,
lining up for his putt on 18.
oh boy. Let's watch this one.
Oh, he missed it. Yeah, so a triple on 18. He's done. Yikes.
I mean, I feel like Augusta always brings out the worst in Bryson DeChambeau.
It seems
Like
that way.
he was the low amateur in 2016. The hole
Always
in
a funny picture to look back on.
Yeah, you got heartbroken Speed handing Danny Willett the green jacket, and then babyface Bryson's just standing in the
Yeah.
corner.
Oh gosh.
So like he started really well at Augusta, and obviously he had the hole in one there as well. But then just looking at some of the comments he's made over the years, we talked about, I believe it was either 2020 or 2021, the par 68 comment, and subsequently missed the cut that year. You look at last year with battling with Rory in the final round, and then uh, just sort of choked that. I'll call it what it is. I'll say it's a choke, just because Rory with the back nine he had, Bryson would have very much been in play had he. At least he's high fiving people as he's walking by. Okay, that's fine. Uh, but and then kind of just really tried to like start a battle and say, oh, well, he didn't talk to me the whole round, as if, you're gonna run a podcast in the final round of the Masters on Sunday. Like,
Yeah, and then the cool story that came out, Rory telling about, when they were walking up and Rory clearly felt he was closer and wanted to putt first, and Bryson wanted to flip a tee for it, and that whole thing was weird. Um, yeah, yeah, Masters definitely just seems to bring out something different in him.
yeah, which is a shame because I thought he could be one of the front. I thought, in the
Yeah.
face of he was playing very good golf
Yeah,
with
he's been playing
Liv,
well.
but and that kind of, I guess that goes back to what what people think about live golf and whether it actually prepares for the Masters. Another front runner this week, one of the betting favorites was DeChambeau's live counterpart in John Rahm,
Yep.
who he fired a 200 par 70 today, but looks like as it stands will be making the cut at on the number at 4 over. Not really in contention this week, just kind of there. And I don't know. I'm not really going to give him a lot of thought this week either.
No, I mean just a brutal 6 over first round. Double bogeyed the par 5 13. I don't know if it's he played, 2 under today. And I don't know if that's because the course was playing a little easier or, maybe you get adjusted to it. But that's just uncharacteristic to see him, shoot a 6 over first round.
Yeah, definitely, on the topic of live players playing in the majors, tied for seventh at 4 under par is Tyrrell Hatton, who fired a 74 in his first round and then came back with a 6 under 66. Um,
Unbelievable.
is currently looking through the leaderboard right now. I believe he is tied with Rory for the low round of the day. Of course, Rory has one hole left to go, or two holes. Or did he? Oh, I'm behind on my broadcast is behind the Masters app apparently. I believe Rory just chipped in on 17 for birdie.
Yep, I just saw it happen.
Wow.
I mean, this is this is his
This
tournament,
is
man.
yeah. I don't think, just
That's unbelievable.
not even gonna need to change. Well, actually,
Wow.
what happens when the defender, like, who puts the jacket on him?
I think it's just the person who won it before. I think they just used
Yeah.
the previous year. It's only happened. This would be the third time. It's only, or no, this would be the fourth time. Jack Nicklaus did it, of course. Faldo did it, and Tiger did it. Going back to back. I assume it would just be the person who won before.
So Scotty again?
I think so.
Interesting. Yeah, that's definitely something I'd have to do some research on. I know like just looking like the legacy of, Tiger and Rory, I think, it's been very well documented over the years. How Rory just basically grew up idolizing Tiger
Yeah,
and just tried to emulate him over the years. I feel like he was seen as kind of like the next man up. I feel like
absolutely was.
there's that iconic Nike commercial of the two of them hitting those shots on the driving range and just
Yeah,
like going at it. And Rory's talked about in the past of like accomplishing some of what Tiger's accomplished. I think when he won his third FedEx Cup and it was him and Tiger were the only ones to do that. And now, he hasn't said anything about it, but going back to be the first person to go back to back since Tiger, I feel like would be a really, really good accomplishment as well.
I mean, and this would be a conversation for maybe after this happens, but Rory, like I said earlier, he was just thrust into it so young and he was such a prodigy. And it almost, up until last year's Master felt like such a roller coaster and maybe even a bit of a letdown. Maybe he didn't do as much winning as people thought he might do over the course of
Mhm.
his career. But I mean, you go back to back at the Masters and you solidify yourself as one of the greats. No
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Rory's legacy is already cemented. Um, just never mind. To make a bad joke there. But Rory's legacy is already cemented, barring any legal issues, I guess that's what I was gonna say. But I think to win two green jackets back to back, I think that you're already cemented in as one of the greatest of all time. And you definitely, man, I've just seen the replay over.
That chip is unbelievable.
That's
That's
so
unbelievable, man. He is
wow.
11 under right now. So he's got a 5 shot lead on Sam Burns and Patrick Reed, who are at 6 under. I mean, goodness gracious. He is just locked in.
Wow.
It's fun to watch. It really is. He's, you know, when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think so. Okay. Let's take a look a little bit further down the leaderboard. Obviously, we talked about Tyrrell Hatton. Anybody else really stand out to you?
Justin Rose, I'd say,
Oh yeah.
who's tied for fourth right now at 5 under. Um, he had a 3 under day today, and so obviously he was 2 under yesterday. A pretty clean card. He had a couple bogeys yesterday. He started with a bogey today and then bogeyed 12 again. Um, God, it's funny seeing 12, 13, and 14. Like some guys are just getting absolutely crushed. Like I think Akshay just murdered in that row right there. But some
Uh-huh.
guys are just going like Cam Young, I think was uh birdied all of those holes. He birdied 12 through 15. Xander Schauffele bogeyed 11, 12, and 13. It's weird to see the course is playing easier today, but still some guys are just slipping up big time in that stretch.
Yeah, did you see the break Rose had on 12 as well?
Yeah.
I think he hit a rake or something like that. Still ended up making bogey, because
Yeah,
but
that was crazy.
that ball was destined for the bushes,
Yeah.
and
Oh man, I was
it hit a
lucky.
rake and then bounced back.
It
That
was
was really good. I
really good.
think, speaking of players that have had better days, I'm really impressed with Colin Morikawa in
Yeah.
20th. We didn't even know if he was going to play. I think in the build up on Wednesday, I think his range stats were all, because that's another thing that the Masters does really well, is that the range stats are all published as well.
Yeah.
You could see
Super
everything.
cool.
And Colin Morikawa, he he did not hit a drive over 285 yards, I believe, if that's correct.
Yep.
And so it was really did not know where the back was at today, whether he was going. There was a debate on whether he was even going to tee it up or not. He shot a 74 on Thursday, talked about how he believed it was probably one of the more nervous he's ever been to play a round of golf, just no, overall, just kind of deal, just not knowing if the back was going to hold up. So not a very great round out of him in his first round, but came back and shot. He's currently 3 under par through 17 right now. So overall, just a really great story, really great rebound. Um, another rebound, which I'm trying to find him on the leaderboard. I guess maybe he tumbled a little bit. Where did Scotty Scheffler finish today?
I think he finished even on the day, and I think he was two
Ah,
under, if I'm not
here he
mistaken.
is. No, he was 2 over on the day. He's tied for
Oh, wow.
25th in
Oh, he
at
finished
even
even, is what
par.
I meant. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Um, that was, I mean, the start of the round he had was, I think we were all talking about it. Like he pars the first, eagles the par five second, birdies. He was the only person to drive the green on the third hole on Thursday. And I think, that start had all of us just
Oh, yeah.
shaking in our boots.
Yeah.
Like apologies were being said on social media. Like he was back until he did not record a single birdie the rest of the day. Bogeyed 11, parred every other hole, and then fired a very uninspiring 74 today. I'm still, I mean, okay. I guess it's really hard to say this is anybody's tournament but Rory's. I think
Yeah.
it is definitely way too early. We've been just singing our praises for Rory McIlroy right now, but I think it's very important to note that he still has 2 more days to play. And as we've seen in recent years, 2016, no lead is safe. No lead is safe at Augusta
No,
National,
absolutely not.
and I
Especially some
think
of these scores we've seen guys put up today. If Rory wasn't 5 shots up, if he was 2 shots up, we'd be saying, "Oh, this is anybody's. Easily anybody from anywhere could come and take this."
right.
Um, with the 5 shot lead and the way Rory looks, confidence-wise, it's hard to imagine something happening other than an all-time collapse like you just mentioned in 2016.
And did anybody
Um,
think that was possible heading into that day either?
no, definitely not.
So I
Definitely not.
definitely, like we look at, even last week we look at Asterix Tally, who looked absolutely dialed and then
Yeah,
got gobbled up by hole 12. So
yeah.
I think it's certainly possible, and I think if Scotty Scheffler can, just sort of obviously needs to like kick it into gear tomorrow and on Sunday. But, overall, I was very impressed with how he played. You know who I'm also really impressed with? Ben Griffin.
Yeah.
Like even par on Thursday, 3 under par, 69 today. Did anybody think that Ben Griffin was going to find his form playing for the first time at Augusta?
No way.
Like just the stretch Ben Griffin's been on, definitely pulling dead weight on my fantasy team throughout the year. But I was getting ready to pull the plug there. I'm texting you guys like, "Hey, can
Ah,
we like drop players? Can we have like a transfer window?"
yeah.
But I was starting to lose some hope on Ben Griffin, but just seeing the way he's responded these last 2 rounds, that's not something I expected in the slightest.
Well, speaking of our fantasy teams, throw one of my guys out, Sam Burns,
Oh yeah.
who's T2 right now, 6 under. He was 5 under yesterday, was only 1 under today. But, earlier it was like kind of jarring, being like, oh my God, Sam Burns up at the top of the leaderboard? What the heck?
Yeah, and then, just 2 other guys that went the same exact route of 72-69 and are also tied with Ben Griffin in actually there's four, assuming Hideki Matsuyama pars the 18th hole. But the 2 other guys that are tied are Chris Gotterup and Brooks Koepka at 3 under par as
How
well.
about Brooks, man?
He's looked really good. Like
Good back nine today after a
second nine.
total roller coaster.
We say second nine on this podcast. We
Second
follow.
nine.
Please do not ban me with Robert McIntyre, Fred Ridley.
Oh boy.
Do not banish me with Dude Perfect and Robert McIntyre. Okay, so for backstory for anybody that did not understand that joke, at the par three contest, Fred Ridley was talking about just sort of the allure of Augusta National and what they can do to sort of maintain that. And he talked about how letting Dude Perfect come and basically play frisbee golf around Amen Corner was probably not the best idea, and it sort of dampened the overall history and respect of Augusta. That being said, saying that while Jason Kelsey was running around the par three contest,
Yeah,
not
well, they've got Kevin Hart and Jason Kelsey and The Miz and Niles Horan and all these guys on their
Pat McAfee.
broadcast today. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was a tough watch. But and then Robert McIntyre yesterday flicked off a camera and appeared to be just like flicking off the course, and
Dude,
then
I mean, that was brutal.
apparently got reprimanded. What was he, 8 over yesterday?
I think 7 yesterday.
And then
He shot 1 under today, I think.
so going home, posted once he got off the course, posted a picture of a miniature Robert McIntyre flipping the bird.
Very funny.
Somebody is ready to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He was 8 over yesterday, 1 under today,
That's
somehow.
yeah, Augusta will do that to you. And so it's all about how you respond, I guess. Um, let's see. I'm trying to look at anybody else.
How about one other guy who's a couple guys who are at 2 under? I got to give, well, three guys at 2 under who I want to talk. Wow. So Hideki bogeyed 18. So he's also
Oh,
in this 2 under group now. A lot of guys coming in bogeying 18.
yeah, it has not been an easy hole today.
No. But how about Max Homa, who is 2 under?
Hmm.
I think he shot even yesterday, 2 under today. Pretty good round. Nice to see him play well. And
Oh
then
yeah.
my guy, the Napster, also two
Napster
under
baby.
with just, I mean, bogeys 11, double bogeyed 12, eagled 13, birdied 14, bogeyed 15, and then birdied 16 and 18 to finish 3 under on the day today after shooting 1 over yesterday. So cool to see him play well too. And then a guy who was in it earlier today and yesterday, and then really struggled bogeying, like I said earlier, 11, 12, and 13 was Xander,
Yeah,
who, really looked strong on Thursday and
I
then
thought
just
so. Yeah.
faded.
He definitely, I think his swing looked really good. He was rolling in some putts. His iron play looked great, but just overall wasn't really able to just carry that out and, kind of fell prone to amen corner, I guess, and just kind of
Yeah.
got gobbled up. You know who I will give my props to? Ooh, Rory just gave himself a good look for birdie on 18 as well. Oh, that's going to come
Yeah,
all the way
he's
down.
gonna double everybody up.
Wow, that's incredible. I'll give a shout out to Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Um, could not get anything going yesterday. The greens he was really just kind of struggling on them. His iron play really wasn't putting anything close. Came out with a bit of a slow start today. Was one over par through 7 holes. Birdies on 8, 9, and 11, and then another one on 16. Finished at 3 under par to get to 1 under on the week. Finish in a tie for 20th. Um, He's another one where he's looking like he's going to be 11 shots out of first place, but 5 out of second place. So I'm definitely not pressing the panic button there. I definitely think if you're within 5 shots of second place, you are absolutely in the ball game, assuming obviously going to need some help from the top, but at least position yourself accordingly if we see a collapse from Rory. Man, I've been postponing this one. I've been trying to put this one off as long as I can. This has hurt me the last 2 days. Jordan
Yeah.
won over. It's been a really interesting set of holes for Jordan today. I think looking yesterday, kind of as the course kind of firmed up and played a bit harder. Um, Obviously bogeyed 14 and 15 on the second nine, kind of
Hmm.
brought him back down to even par. Not a bad spot for him after day one. Um, and then just today really just could not get anything going. Ball striking off the tee, he was great. I thought I thought he was really good. Came out with a great start. I think he drained like a 15 footer on the first hole of his second round today. But here's a really interesting stat that I saw. For birdie putts, he was 1 for 8, but for par putts, he was 6 for 8. And
Interesting.
so the putts that he made like a bunch of testers of like so just looking at his par putts 5 feet, 6 feet, 9 feet, 7 feet, 7 feet. He made his par putts or a majority. I think the only par putts that he missed were the 10 footer on 18 and the 13 footer on 12. But so he was making his par putts, but he just couldn't do that with his birdie putts. I think just his speed was overall not very strong. I think he had like a 10 footer for birdie and then left it like 2 feet short, I think. Um, Putting very, very cautious. I mean, obviously this is not a course that you can just let it run and you do have to be very careful on these greens, but I think he was just playing really cautious and did not really work in his favor. I feel like he definitely could be a lot higher up on the leaderboard and in the conversation a little further. Not pulling the plug, like I said, it's Augusta. If anybody, I think we saw in I want to say it was 2017 or no, it was 20. Actually, I don't remember what it was. When he fired a 64 on the Sunday. And so we've seen he's capable of going low here before. I do think what was killing him is that, like I said with Rory, where it's the second shot, it's the recovery shots. I feel like that's why Jordan has been so good at Augusta over the years, is
Hmm.
that he's been able to, with his short game, he's been able to chip and give himself short putts. He's been able to make those putts. None of those things were firing today. I feel like it was kind of the opposite, where off the tee and with his irons, he was really good. but the putting just wasn't really there. So definitely has some work to do. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where that's the state of the Spieth heading into the weekend. He will be playing the weekend though, which is
Yeah,
good.
at least he'll be playing. So since Rory is going to be so far ahead of everybody coming into the weekend, what do you think that means for the rest of the field? Are guys just going to be, easy swinging, going for everything, trying to just go as low as they can, just trying to catch anybody and hope guys collapse, or what do you think that mindset goes into when you have somebody who's so far ahead?
I think like I've been saying, I think you kind of just need to position yourself like towards the top. And so really what I'm looking at right now is if I'm somebody who's chasing, I'm completely ignoring Rory and I'm treating second place as first place right now.
Hmm.
And I think you want to be in second place heading into Sunday or as close to second place as you can and set yourself up in case there's trouble at the top. You want to be the first person to be there. With that being said, if you force it too much, you could find yourself getting into trouble yourself. Like this is not
Yeah,
necessarily a course where you can just fire at these pins and there's so many ridges, so many Rory putt.
there he is.
You're like 5 seconds ahead of me. Ooh, that almost missed.
I know. I thought it was going to miss. Not today. Not for him though.
So Rory will take a 6 shot lead heading into the weekend. That's incredible.
Unbelievable, man. I mean, 12 under, doubling up everybody else on the way the course has been playing today is just a testament to awesome golf. I mean, he has the ball on a string. It's really been really cool to watch.
Yeah, it's been um just dominant from Rory. This is
But like you said, I mean, there's stretches on this course where you could lose three, four shots in a couple holes. So
right.
I mean, it's something, it makes it worth watching, despite the fact that it's Augusta and everything else that comes with it. It's not completely over, until he's done with 18 on Sunday. You can't emphasize that enough, where anything can happen in a very short amount of time on this course.
Right. And I think we can't forget obviously Rory has also had some he's had some history on Sunday. I'm trying to pull up the year. I know we talked about it in our previous champions.
I'm sure
Um
he wishes he could just play his next two rounds right now and just keep on
yeah,
going.
exactly.
I mean, I'm sure he'd love to just play 54 straight holes, not
Right.
stop.
And so, back in 2011, he shot an 80 on
Oh,
Sunday. We
goodness.
can't forget that. So,
Yeah, definitely.
it's it's certainly possible. And so that's why I'm not, he looks absolutely dialed right now, but he looked absolutely dialed in 2011 too.
It's
Um,
funny. His odds to win, as they have him up here on the PGA Tour leaderboard website. It's only minus 230.
yeah,
You'd
it's
think a guy who was six strokes up, he'd be like minus 800 or something,
right.
which is just funny, but just goes to show you, golf, you can never say it's done when you still have two full rounds to play.
Exactly. By no means is it over. And so, I kind of want to look as well, see, like just look through anybody else who's going home and see if there's any surprises. Um, I guess the one that I can, start off with is Freddie Couples. That one was he started off
Yeah.
really strong on he started off really strong on the first nine on Thursday and was one under par heading into, or actually no, this is today. Hold on. It was two under par heading into the second nine, and then bogeyed 10, got it back, birdied 13. Then from 15 to 18, he went 9, 5, 6, 4 to finish with a six over par 78.
Tough, tough.
And so will be heading home, but had a really interesting quote today where he was just talking about Augusta. He said, "You're if you don't like Augusta National, you're an idiot."
Yeah,
And he's
that's
like, "I don't even
funny.
know if I can, I don't know if I can say that
Yeah.
word, but um, yeah, definitely, definitely a great look." Obviously, Nikolai Højgaard is going home. Not too happy about that one.
Yeah.
He's my 25 and under pick for the week. Overall, I'd say my guys had a pretty good second day. Obviously, yeah, Fitz under par, Goddard up under par, Spieth we don't talk about. Justin Rose up on the leaderboard, and then Ludwig Åberg up in 20th, I believe, or 24th. Rebounded from a 74 yesterday to shoot a 70.
Yeah.
I think we'll see if he can we'll see if he can go. But yeah, I wouldn't say outside of maybe Nikolai, Bryson, Akshay Bhatia going
I was
home
just
too.
about to bring up Akshay. Can we go through
Yeah.
his? He
Yeah,
was
I'll let
great.
you take that one.
He was one over yesterday. He shot two under on the first nine. And then on the second nine yesterday, he bogeyed 12, bogeyed 13, birdied 14, but then bogeyed 15, double bogeyed 17, and finished with a bird at 18 to finish one over.
Oof.
And then today, as I was watching him, I was getting excited. His front nine, he birdied two, birdied three, birdied six. So he was three under coming in on the front nine.
Oh,
Back
wow.
nine, double bogey 10, bogey 11, bogey 12, double bogey 13, bogey 16, birdied 17, and then double bogeyed 18 for five over. Just an absolute. So I would love to count those up, but he had one, two, three, four, five. So five strokes on the second nine yesterday in bogeys, and then I don't even know. It's just too many to count. Just
Yeah,
brutal.
a lot. That's tough. He was definitely, someone that we talked about of has yeah, look, Kyle, he was your 25 and under.
Yeah,
Someone that, we talked about as Augusta favoring lefties. And I feel like we might have made a bit too much of a deal of that,
I think
seeing
so.
as
After seeing how Robert McIntyre and Akshay played, and
both of the
they,
prominent lefties are heading
yeah.
home. We'll take the blame on that one.
How about one other guy way down here at 11 over, Min Woo, who's been
Ooh.
playing good golf this year, and just didn't have it.
Yeah, I think 78, 77. Um, just never really got anything going. Just yeah, it's had one birdie sprinkled in with one, two, three, four, five bogeys and a double on round one. Round two was even par throughout his first nine, and then the second nine really kind of got eat up. Double on 12, and then three straight bogeys from 13 to 15. Yeah, that one's. I
I
didn't think he
mean,
was
it's
gonna
it's
win,
no, we
but
weren't picking him to win, but he'd been playing good golf. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him hovering in the top 10, you know.
right, yeah, I definitely thought he could have
It's way
made the
more
cut at least.
surprising to see him 11 over.
Right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, that's a bit
absolutely.
shocking. And how okay, so
Where's
how about one guy we glossed over? I don't even know if we mentioned him who played well actually.
Go for
Jason
it?
Day.
Yes, Jason
Four
Day.
under. I mean, that's he plays Augusta well, but you still, I don't know. I just don't expect him to be as high up as he was. Before Rory really took off, he was up. He's T7 right now. There's a bunch of guys who are kind of at four under, but cool to see Jason playing well.
Yeah, I feel like people forget. Obviously he's still fighting, but not necessarily up there as much as he used to. But people forget he spent 51 weeks as the world number one and was the
Yeah, man,
2015 PGA Championship winner. People forget just how good Jason Day was. And I definitely think he's definitely one of those people, I feel like, that is going to try to be positioning himself close to second place and just waiting for the collapse.
definitely.
I definitely, if there's some trouble on the top, look for Jason Day
He's
to,
he's another one of these guys. He could have finished five under, but bogeyed 18 today. Uh, we see, gosh, it's funny. We've seen that a lot. A lot of
yeah,
guys
18's been eating
struggling
a
with
lot of people
18.
up. And then is that where's okay, Victor Hovland is on the green, has a very long tester over a ridge, but is in very good shape. Yeah, is there anybody else that you think?
I think we kind of hit on most of the guys. I see Siwoo here is 4 over. Looks like he's gonna sneak in under the cut line. Um, Victor, like you just said, Keegan right there with them, Gary Woodland right there at 2 over, Justin Thomas, who I haven't even seen on my TV screen really at
I've seen him
all.
like once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, he's 2 over. Adam Scott, same thing. I was kind of looking forward to Adam Scott before. Um, I think I picked him as one of my guys, and he's
Oof.
just been okay.
Yeah, that's not great. But yeah, I guess those are some of the guys. Oh wait, hold on a second. I I believe we're getting a collect call from France. Is that what the caller ID says? Hello?
Hello, hello, everybody. This is Will. I'm calling in from Paris. I'm actually looking at a lit up Eiffel Tower right now from the balcony of my Airbnb. You can only see the top of it, but that still counts for something. I was so jealous of the boys getting to record a mid tournament episode here that I had to call in and issue some apologies, some shout outs. First of all, a shout out, man, NordVPN. Shout out to you because I would not be watching the Masters on my computer right now if it wasn't for you. Everything is blocked over here, and even my YouTube TV, it picks up the fact that I'm using a VPN, which is a little bit rude, but I guess I get it. Luckily, the Masters website, I also want to shout you out because you are awesome in letting me use my NordVPN to stream this stuff right now. Sam Burns just went back-to-back birdies to finish at 6 under. Awesome. Anyways, I wanted to give them a shout out because otherwise I would not even be here keeping up. But I don't know how much the boys told you. I'm running the marathon on Sunday. Obviously, when I scheduled this 6 months ago, did not realize that was Masters Sunday. Can't wait to be parked at 6 p.m. watching the finals group tee off on one on Sunday with a beer in my hand. Hopefully, after successfully running a marathon. But until then, I'm calling it pretty shortly to 11:30 here p.m. And I'm trying to keep the legs loose and get some rest here. But a couple guys to issue apologies to. Really, there's three of them. First of all, Bryson, man, I am sorry. My stamp is not one that you want at this point. Right now, it seems that way. Hopefully, that changes over the course of my career, your career, everybody's career. I'd love for that to change, but right now he's sitting at 4 over, which is the cut line at the moment. Presumably, it stays that way. It seems like it's going to. So hopefully he stays that way, and we do see him over the weekend, and he can get himself to under par and make it a little less embarrassing for himself and me, maybe. But all that content about his 3D printed 5 iron didn't do him any good, and it's not great. It's not great. To be fair, I did see all that. I didn't see all that stuff until after I picked him. I immediately regretted it after seeing that. But hey, we stand on our picks here, and it wasn't my best one. But hey, we battle together, Bryson. 1 over on the par fives, though. Can't be doing that at Augusta National. Just really cannot be doing that. Rory and Scotty, my other apologies. Rory, we did say that he was either going to win or come in last, but even that I don't think is giving him enough credit to where his game's at. I really thought it was going to be a little more questionable coming off the back, but he looks super sharp. Although I will say, they just mentioned that through the 13th hole on Friday, through 7 par 5s, he has not hit the fairway on a par 5, and this course is playing so firm and fast, which is awesome. It was actually seemed to be playing even firmer and faster yesterday. But what I'm trying to say is it's so volatile. There are double bogeys and triple bogeys around every corner on every hole. So this is nowhere near over. We got a lot of golf to play, and Rory could post any type of number tomorrow on Saturday. Hell, he could come through these last 5 holes, 4 over par for all I know at this point. But I wanted to issue an apology to him and an apology to Scott. He kind of in the same vein. Look, he's not playing fantastic. I know that, but when he came out, I think it was par, eagle, birdie in round one. I was ready to just about call it wraps and admit that I was horrifically wrong and that Scotty is just back. But I think he's at 2 under right now. Finished his second round even on the second on Friday. He was even. So there's a lot of golf to play. Don't really know where any of this is going to go. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Last few shout outs before I hand it back over to the boys. I'm sure they're doing a fantastic job with this. We got Justin Rose, Jason Day, Tyrrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood. What a grouping, man. Just like absolutely awesome golfers, and not young golfers. These were all probably, I don't know if Tyrrell Hatton quite was, but a lot of guys in our 35 plus category. Justin Rose, obviously Masters legend, three top two finishes, no wins. lost in the last two playoffs at Augusta National. Jason Day obviously has pretty much like Justin Rose done everything at the Masters but logged that green jacket, that win. Tyrrell Hatton, I'm glad we shouted him out on Wednesday because, plays like crap on live, but comes out to the major championships and actually stripes it. Should have shot 7 under today alone, bogey the 18th. And Tommy Fleetwood also making a run. His round is not over. He's still pushing. I believe he's at 6 under right now, two back from Rory. Don't know where he ends this round. Hopefully the guys can help me out there. And then the last few, the randos, the Sam Burns. I don't know if he counts as a rando, but did not expect him to be performing like this. He just went birdie to finish at 6 under. Wyndham Clark, I don't really want to acknowledge that that's happening right now. Hao Tong Lee, awesome, just like the happiest dude on tour. Great to see him. And Christopher Rayton, I believe is how they're pronouncing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully Nick and Kyle are throwing an asterisk or something there. If I mess that up, an asterisk tally maybe even. He's playing awesome. Seems to be like he's going to be set up to be the low debutante, the first timer that's going to go the lowest here, at least through 2 rounds, even with that bogey on 18. So, anyways, I'm going to pass it back to the boys. That was my shout out. I'm gonna see y'all on Monday after hopefully completing a marathon. We're gonna do the full recap. After that, I'll be able to stay up late and record with these boys, and we'll get that episode out to y'all. Hopefully, after a super exciting Masters. Just seeing now that Tommy's got 2 eagles on the card, awesome. Shout out, yeah, again, NordVPN, love you. Not a sponsor, but if they shoot us an email, Kyle will read that email at the end of this episode. NordVPN, if you're listening and shoot us an email, man, I would love it because you are really saving my life right now. Anyways, I'm out. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Will, and best of luck in the marathon on Sunday. We hope you can at least finish up, run a quick race, and we hope you can get back to watching the final round. Kyle, you think we've covered everything today?
I think we've hit just about everything. Looking forward to a great finish here and, hoping Rory keeps it up. Honestly, I'm rooting for him now.
Yeah,
I
I
just
am
want him to
too.
keep the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I think, anytime Rory's winning, I think it's good for the game of golf. And so
Yeah.
just to see him win at Augusta, I feel like that Champions Dinner looked really, really good. And so if we can get another
Yeah.
one of those next year, I think we're in good shape.
We're gonna have to for Monday's episode, if we're coming off a Rory win, the lead-in is gonna have to be the clip. We won't clip the part of you saying he's either gonna win or lose. We'll just clip the part of you saying he's gonna miss the
Right.
cut.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So I can
And
only be
then clip
half
the
right?
part and then clip the part of me saying, "Oh, I might bet that actually. I like those odds." So at least we've got our intro nailed down.
Yes, we got the intro. That's all that matters when we're doing these podcasts is that we have a 10-second clip to begin. We spend so much time. You guys don't see the behind the scenes. You think it's research, it's preparation. No, it's just thinking what is going to be the intro and how do we start the episode off right.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks for listening, everybody. Enjoy the last 2 days of Augusta. Cherish every moment. And we will be watching on Sunday from Nick's apartment, taking in all the amenities that Augusta has to offer.